go into our pre-match analysis, which is what every player should be able to do. We're looking at this, we see agents and we're seeing Soul Striker. He goes ahead and taps the blue-yellow, which means now his check lands are going to be live. He has them as well.
This is round 5, sorry. Yep.
Both of these players undefeated, aren't they?
Right, so we can tell that the caliber of this match is going to be really good. We got AOD going, he charges, and he actually attacks and searches for this 3-drop.
He blocks, puts an 8 in a drop, and this is kind of where Espira wants to be. He'll be able to draw 3 cards next turn.
And he knows that blocking is very important, blocking this damage, because
make your opponent work hard to kill you.
No, and he's been going first all game, so that's
he doesn't have
all day rather.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's like his die are automated.
But yeah, so that's definitely gonna give him an edge. You know, because AOD can put bounties on board by turn 2.
But it's just hard to go second against Soul Striker. It's really hard.
Yeah, because they awaken on your turn 2.
And they're ready up energy. Like, they essentially are not, you know, even when they're second, they're not really second, so long as they have additional energy. Like, he has to wait a turn to place an additional energy. He has access to an additional energy right now if he needed it. Like, if it mattered, he could just omit the draw.
Yeah, and he's at 8 life, so tapping 2 for the 8 is perfectly fine. Getting that hand power, you know, drawing that unison for your weekend.
The only issue you would ever have, like you said, is if he had to deal with a crit card, which he can place crit cards on board. You know, he definitely can place crit cards on board. That would be effective, right?
Right, and we see this.
Turtles,
Yep.
1 energy.
Drop, yep.
Attack. This will allow him to look at the top 3, I believe, or is it 5? 5. And he's going to be able to grab one of those. That's the Brawly. Let me just pull up these just so because I haven't seen this deck in a while.
So the Brawler's account to play anything 2 or 3 or less gets placed in a drop, and if they discard a card, the 1 drop reduces their cost and makes them they can be any color energy, colorless. And now he's gonna go ahead and awaken. This is where Agent starts to get powerful because I think you can special summon a 2 or 3 drop.
Right, but also what's kind of interesting is
special
that
summon this should make him discard a card.
He's awakened at 2 energy. That's also kind of interesting. This will make him indefinitely
get some good damage here for sure.
Right, you just want him to be on the same kind of pivot that you are. But cards like Kefla are really powerful. He's not going to be able to tap out. It's going to be kind of rough if he is unable to really get a good grip in this game. He has to get a good footing in this game right now, or we're going to kind of see that, wow, slug, this is going to be crazy. Kefla does deal with this card, but nonetheless, it is powerful. Wow. That was on the same time. Yeah. That was very interesting. This is probably this is likely the reason why he's undefeated. He has the spice. Goes ahead and beam. This is very, very important. And this is where he's gonna get that damage from.
Yeah, value.
Okay, so he passes with 2 energy up. This means that he's also not vulnerable to Kefla, right? Tapping him out. That's just a very, very smart play. He has access to counter plays, etc. Goes ahead and charges the Turning the Tide. We're both at 4 life. There's no need to have Turning the Tide in the hand. Worst case scenario, we can go ahead and send it back, you know?
Right.
So that's a perfect check line for him. I miss that little baby. Wow, you know, she's gonna no longer be that little baby.
Right.
You know, she's growing. It's incredible.
Round 5.
Three energy for the unison. Now this might be the dual attack unison. This would be great. Yep. This would be great because not only will he be able to attack twice into the Lord Slug, he'll be able to...
Could have an Oceanus.
Could. But could also get God Sealing. Let's see. What are we going to do? That is definitely going into leader. It's very likely it's going into leader. Only because of the fact that there's no need to go into slug.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's at 4 life. You want to just do as much damage as possible.
Yeah. Spirit's hand is high. It's a lot of cards. There's a lot of cards in his hand. Looks like in excess of like 11. So at this point, he's just gonna have to lose a card. So you go into leader. Now the unison can choose to go into leader, which is really, really good, or he can choose to just go straight into the slug, and then bounce the other battle cards back. So super combos. what is that? The counter attack, I believe, right? And allows him to search his deck. This is important because he's going to go ahead and search the super combo.
Right.
It's extremely potent. Actually, you know, this list is very potent. You know, goes ahead, super combos over lead, and he was able to effectively nullify his attacks. Now, Espira has two options. He can leave the energy open, and that's the play that he wants to do. Biggest reason is because it's likely that he's going to have to Kefla on a beam. You know, swing, he could beam leader, then use the 5K, and drop a Kefla. And that would get rid of the slug, which would then open him up. But he doesn't necessarily need to deal with the slug yet, because his Unison is not drawing him additional cards. He will be able to draw cards from his leader, and he doesn't have draw super combos in his deck. You know,
right.
So slug is not really that important of an issue right now until stuff like the baby or having. There we go. We see that beam. And Kefla requires, what, 2 blue and 1 yellow. So
right.
This is really optimal for him. Goes ahead and puts that down in here. We see the Kefla, and this is going to deal with his barrier. Now, he could actually give it the 1-drop or the slug. This depends. Slug. Get the slug out the way because you can pitch a Kefla next turn, get the draw. He got rid of the barrier instead, which is the important part. Slug is not an issue for him. And on top of that, it now shut out his ability to play these battle cards. Cheaper.
Summon another one for 1 energy.
Right.
That's the only difference. He has Hachiyak in the deck that's able to search out for it. So when you look at it, he didn't lose a 3-cost battle card that technically he can play for free.
But
right?
It does stall his turnout only because of the fact that now he has to use energy. Any energy investment he used can be dealt with Kefla next turn. So if he has to spend 2 energy this turn, it really put a dent in his plans because he's beamed up. His 15Ks are not effective towards any card on his board. He has a blocker, and now he can't play other powerful battle cards. So that just stalled him from a turn. Next turn, Espira's gonna have access to 6 energy. He has Obuni, can tap 4, drop the Obuni, and then swing, untap 2, have dual attack, 4 more additional attackers, and lead swing will ready up 2.
Yeah, absolutely right. So he taps off with the Boo, and this is good because he's gonna just straight out absorb it. I think Boo should run straight into the Unison. He doesn't have
the blocker,
Sparking,
but he will have the blocker. And then, so he'll search the top 5.
I don't agree with blocking it.
He could have blocked the dual attack, but Boo does not restand next turn. This is not Soul Striker. Oh, Boo says at the end of the turn, right? No.
Yeah, but if your leader card is blue.
Yeah. So Boo doesn't restand. So this is really, really rough. And he knows this. So at this point, he's taking a little gambit by swinging with Boo. But Boo did kind of effectively make Kefla useless.
Yeah, you want to get rid of that Unison for sure.
Right.
So you want to go ahead and make sure that
he has to
take the
invest.
2, and then you attack with another battle card.
Right.
And just kill it. So he's at 1 now.
You just go ahead and kill it with the lead swing. You have to kill it at this point. Swing into the battle card. And this is neutral game, guys. He could have attacked into the leader, but there's no need, right? Attacking into the leader means that his Zamasu super combos are live, that he can place cards in his drop, which then would activate Sparking for him, etc. And this is kind of where he wants to be. Spark that attack so that he can protect his dual attack. And that's pretty rough. So now he goes ahead. He cannot generate 2 more attacks unless he overwhelms. But
we can attack with the super combo. But doesn't he have to drop 2 since he negated? I know when you use a counter while that super combo is in play.
Well, let's just see. Let's see. Is that way? What's the super combo's name?
The Agents of Destruction. Either that or just misplays all around, but you know, you have to be in charge of your own effect. This is the AOD.
Well, if it's
Bring it up here. It's a yellow card, right?
that's the Garlic Jr. No,
Yeah.
The other super combo's not in play, is it?
That's a super. That's not the super combo. Okay, that's not the super combo.
Yeah.
That's the super combo that makes them do it. Yeah. I think he's green actually. And we see no Booney, and wow, this is.
And this is exactly what we said, right? We said that he was going to have 4 attackers plus 2 on the Kefla, plus 2 on the Unison, and
God Ceiling would have been really good against those tokens.
Right.
Really good against the tokens.
And so this is what we said, right? We said.
So now he can run into Unison, which is funny. He can really like. Oh, that's pointless.
Well, if he runs into Unison,
we could see a pan here. We could see a pan, but.
Oh, the players never have pan.
Yeah.
It's always the next card that they reveal off the top of the deck after they picked up their full life. That's rough. That's rough. And this is exactly what we said, right? Dual attack on Kefla, dual attack on a Unison. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attacks with 2 additional energy.
He can dual attack straight now on
Yeah, Kefla's the best battle card to attack first with, but let's just see what he'll do. If he attacks with any other battle card, he just lost to Kefla for no reason. And it has to go. Did he discard for Kefla?
No.
No, then I wouldn't neg it. I wouldn't neg it. I wouldn't neg the Kefla.
It's just fine. Still don't even want to deal with that.
Fair, but I wouldn't neg it. I would have just blocked.
Yeah, because you can just warp
I would have.
Booney.
Yeah, I would have blocked and warped the Booney. And that way she would have died.
Yeah. And we see this powerful dual attack.
Because you can resolve your effects first, right? So if he had how many markers on him? How many markers did he have on him? Because you block 1 and then you warp a Booney, you functionally give it 2 attacks anyway. He dies, but he was going to die anyway. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he played the Kefla on his turn, right? That's why I would have just went into Unison with those attacks. Unison would have been gone on my turn 3. Yeah. I think the slug went into
lead.
Yeah. Slug should have just went straight into the Unisons, 20k to 20k. Just get rid of the Unison and then, figure things out from there.
It's just rough that, right now he's just abusing his hand and a deck that just cannot generate. I mean, at this point now he can just swing out a slug if he wanted to, but it's not needed. It's just, let me challenge your hand more. He could have literally just swing once that slug and just make him lose it. Are you going to defend slug or not? Okay, fair. And he has the baby hatch.
Yeah.
This game is over. It's not that he couldn't win the game, it's that he allowed him to get Kefla out on his opponent's turn when he should have attacked him to the Unison.
Yeah. The whole turn would have just been draw, attack, Unison, draw, or just kill the Unison and then have more energy to, because he would have to deal with that.
And see, the thing is that Espira would have had to let the Unison die before he invested anything because of the fact that Espira could not place the blocker.
He could.
So had Espira sparking negated with the chilled army before bringing Kefla out, that would have been very, very, very bad. You understand what I'm saying? He wouldn't have done that.
It's a possibility because now you get to block.
Yeah, but the thing is now you're vulnerable, right? He can just drop something and deal with it. You're vulnerable. He was able to use his 3 energy, bring out the barrier, take out the card, which shuts you out of your...
Yeah, now he's going to shut him out on his draw for the turn. Yep. Which is an 8.
It's rough. Baby hatch. I mean, y'all get good and have the pan.
Well, he can't even draw now.
Now, if he had the other Unison, the Agent of Destruction Unison...
He did earlier.
This could be a thing.
He did.
This could have been a thing.
So how do you beat out that Unison? You can't even attack anymore.
No, forget the Unison. You just need to deal with the board. He would be able to deal with the board.
Ooh,
there you go.
We see it there.
3. Pay 3, pitch a card, unfortunately. And...
That's big.
Yeah. He's going as a Masuet. Contemplates a Masuet. That's interesting. No, unfortunately, the Bonnie is protected.
Right.
But this is not horrible. It's just his hand is so low that it just doesn't even matter.
Yeah, he needed a bean for last turn, which he might have a bean in his hand now. But like I said, this deck is being dominant in what it's able to do at the moment.
I mean, just the fact that Soul Strike is going first and that these players are, you know, making slightly less than optimal plays, you have to, you know. Also, Spira, you can tell he knows how to play his deck, right? Like the best plays that we're calling out, he's made those plays, right? Unless of course our mic is not muted, you know, he knows what he's doing.
And this is gonna, he doesn't draw.
Well, no, yeah.
No, you don't draw. But now he can draw 2 for 8.
No, he does, because it says choose up to 1 and then draw 2 cards. That's why I put it
okay.
cards, yeah. So he choose up 1 and then draw 2 cards. It's interesting that he has done his deck right now. It's good to know that players are paying attention. Swing this untaps 2 energy. And there go the few through. So indefinitely, if he doesn't win this turn, it's indefinitely game next turn. He passed.
Sense of being.
Not just any sense of being. The sense of being.
Reprint.
April. It's unfair. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he doesn't have enough for full Shrouded just yet. However, you know, defending is going to leave him available for food. And you know, what's so important is the heart of the cards.
We see this guy coming out. He's going to be able to special summon another card from the deck, which is really good. Yeah, so at this point, you know, even though he got his board blown up, he's still looking really good. So Booney's swinging that lead at this point, and he okay. He got back to his turn. Got back to his turn, and let's just see what
he's gonna have to deal with. He's literally gonna have to deal with potentially, you know, that full shrouded.
Yeah. Just such a dominating lead. His hand, his, you know, board, like he has to waste energy, unfortunately, to, you know, bring out the 1-drop. So it's just really rough when you're looking at the situation here. And particularly, it's just for a few reasons. Obviously, you know, Soul Strike is a deck that just plays the best blue, yellow cards. And you have a deck here that's just unable to compete with these cards at the moment.
It's not about competing with the cards at the moment, because if you really think about it, this deck does have what it needs in order to compete.
Right.
It's just he just gave him value. You know, he never gave himself a chance to allow Slug to be effective, because he let his dual attack unison stay on board when his when his strategy was to attack come down.
Right.
Anyway, and so the best unison to use a dual attack unison against the deck that could be considered paper thin when we're talking about the ability to defend itself adequately. The only two decks that can defend themselves extremely well is yellow and blue. Those are the two colors because of their innate color identities. So when you have something like a dual attack unison, just like what we anticipated in the Golden Frieza matchup, that the dual attack 20k unison was going to be very effective against a black leader, you have the same strategy here. So There's Lost Slug didn't have Ari because he was not forced to place another unison on board. If he had to place another unison, he would have felt it, right? Because what you're losing in a draw,
still here.
What you're losing in a draw, he's gaining in 5k and an additional attack in 220k attacks. So had he dropped the Boo, or had he dropped another or the 3-drop baby unison parasite, he would +2, but essentially lose the draw and only have a 15k attacker.
Right.
So he's traded that to say, hey, you know what? I can leave your slug on the rear view, and I'm attacking to leader. I don't need my apes. I don't need this, and I'm just gonna attack into you and force you through beans, force you through such and such.
Then we see this 3-drop. What's that? Gold tanks. Goten come out.
Right.
And this is gonna allow him to have that in rest mode. Oh, when we see the counterplay.
Right. But what is
what's the goal? What's the end game?
It just doesn't matter. Why don't you just spend the energy to counterplay that?
Another body, it's a 20k body on board.
Fair.
Makes him discard a card, so he lost, 2 cards essentially. Another attack. He does his double strike unison critical on the field.
By that definition, I would attack the double strike unison critical, and just made every other card lethal potentially.
Oh, this is good. He's going to be able to draw 2 cards off of this. Yeah. Just he's not going to crit himself down. Now he has another...
Maybe a bean.
We're going to see a negate because he just plays a million negates.
And this is so bad because here comes the full shrouder once again.
Just depends. He has some more attackers, so... Attack with this 20k. And if you have a double strike, then you're good. But he does have open energy.
That's rough.
And that's going to shut him down.
That's rough.
Now, I will say, I think he should have went into unison. I think he should have went into unison.
It wouldn't matter. Full shrouder is game anyway.
If he has full shrouded.
He does have full shrouder. It's in his hand.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, full shrouder was in his hand last time. That's all right. Do you have an overround? Is it gonna get God selling?
He only have 1 mark on his unison.
Okay, interesting.
Trying to summon Pan. Okay, it's gonna tap that, and that's gonna be able to special summon another card, right, from the deck. Oh wow, and there's a Moxels there, and that's game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's game. Yo, what's good, Rise of Phoenix Odyssey?
What is good? What is up? Yeah, Mr. Bearded Vegeta, imagine if he let that Goten stick around and had the unexpected turn on the hand for the full. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, this is the finals.
Yes, this is the finals. It looks like this is the final turn of the finals. He has a dual attack. He has so much attacks, and not getting rid of that unison has just been terrible. It's not getting rid of that unison just has been completely terrible.
I mean, the slug just never mattered, and that's the 6 for the full, and that's game. I will say that's GG's.
Say GG's, guys.
Yeah, just say it.
GG's, guys. Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
He attacked before thinking. That's so bad. That was pretty bad. But I guess it don't matter anyway.
Should have kept the unison.
No, it's just humiliating. I wouldn't even. I just pack my shit up.
Yeah.
Obviously doing for the stream, but that's humiliating. Anyway, so
Alright.
that's that.
There you have it, guys.
He was Espira did make the most perfect plays on it. They played very well. Yeah, that was pretty good.